Hey guys, today we're gonna learn how to do a simple aim camera in Unreal Engine. So first I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the blueprint. So if you're already familiar with Unreal Engine, this should be really easy stuff for you to copy. So here it is. The main component is the timeline, the socket offset, and the field of view. The rest you don't really need. You don't really need this at all. But yeah, feel free to pause the video. Then once we have that out of the way, we can just start all over again. Or no, delete that. Alright, so assuming you already have the input set up, so we're just gonna go to settings, input, action mappings, hit the plus, call the button aim, and then set it to right mouse button. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. So right click and then call the function. So aim, action events, it's there. Alright, so what we need to do is that we need to change the camera, right? So if you hit play, camera is right there. Nothing's happening, of course. So let's just pick a spot where it looks good as an aim camera. So I like to change the socket offset because it doesn't bug at all. Socket offset, that's what we need. So let's say Y. Let's say 200. Notice how it changes the camera. So, or the camera boom. And then we hit play. Oh look, camera is way over here now. So that's what we want. But this, we're gonna keep it 0. We don't want to change that here. We want to change it here in the graph. Alright, so what we need to do is that we need to drag the camera boom here, and then drag out a pin, say offset, and then we need to set the socket offset. So click that, and press. So when you press, you set the socket offset to 200 and Y axis. The X and Z, leave it alone. They like to chill there. Just don't bother them. Just bother the Y. Alright, so when you press it, change the Y to 200, and then when you release it back, change it back to 0. Yeah, don't forget to connect that. Anyway, let's hit play. Oh look, it works, but it doesn't transition smoothly. That's okay. That's just to check that the socket offset is working and the button is working. So once we have that out of the way, there's one more thing. So when we want to press the aim, we want the camera to zoom in a little bit. So what we need to do, we need to change the field of view of the camera. So we need to get the camera, drag it here, drag out a pin, say field of view. Okay, it's 0, don't do that. When we look at here, the default is 90 degrees, right? So we need to change that from 90. So we want it to look like it's zooming in. So we need to make it, let's pick 70. Because what the hell? 70. And then when we release it here, release it again, set it back to 90. Here we go, and then forget to connect that. Okay, and then when we hit play, oh look at that. So now not only the camera moved to the side, but it also zoomed in, right? Pretty neat stuff. But the problem is it doesn't move smoothly. So we need to add a transition, if you say, just so it looks, it moves from point A to point B smoothly. So now we need to add a timeline, you guys. Fun stuff. So we need to drag out a pin from pressed here, timeline, then very button, add timeline. So for those who are fairly new to the engine, timeline basically has two parts. So it has a time and it has a value. So let's say you have a value of 0 and 200, and then you set the time at 1, so 1 second. If you play that timeline, it's gonna take that 0, it's gonna move it to 100 in 1 second. If you don't understand that, I'm sorry, I'm bad at English. But anyway, we're gonna connect that to the play, which we already did. And then notice how this is a yellow value, so vector. And then we just need to change the Y. So we need to double click the timeline, add a vector track. So we don't need the X, we don't need the Z. So hide it, lock it, and then right click, and then obviously add, a key to the Y axis. So starting point is, time 0 obviously, and the value is, you guessed it, 0. Alright, so the next value is, if you look at here, what's that? It's 200. So we're gonna change it to, we're gonna change the value to 200. And then, oh, what happened? I can't see my thing. Oh, just click the zoom to fit. It's gonna fit it. So the time, we need to change it to, like I said earlier, 1, right? 1 second. And then that's the time of the graph, right? So we need to change the time of the timeline itself. So length, timeline, here, 1. And then, just rename it. Socket offset. Just right click, rename. Easy stuff. And then yeah, you see it here, socket offset. So guess what? We can now connect it here. Boom. So once we connect it, we just want to disconnect the other nodes because we don't want that. We just want this to work for now. Socket offset. So when we hit play, guess what? We play it again. Okay, I'll press it. Okay, from 0 to 200 in 1 second. 3, 2, 1. There you go. It worked. But when we release it, nothing happens, right? Pretty easy stuff. Just one extra step. So pretty easy stuff. So we need to connect the released to the reverse. And then it's just gonna reverse the whole timeline. It's gonna put it back to where it started from. So here, press, release, press, release. Yeah. If you notice, 1 second is pretty long, so that's not really a good thing. But anyway, we're gonna change the field of view too, because don't forget that little guy over there. So we're gonna connect it there, and then notice this is a green value, so it's float, right? And then it's 70. So we can just use the same timeline because it's easier that way. Float, add a float track. All right, guys. So right click, add a key to the float. Time 0, but the value, right? Because we start at 90 degrees, so put 90 in there, you guys, or whatever value you set it there first. But the default is it's always 90, because if you look at here, follow camera, it's 90, you guys. All right, so that's the starting point of the float track there, and then say 1 second. And then what was that again? 70. So 70, we got it here, of course. 70. Right click it again. Jesus Christ. All right, 70, right? And then rename it field of view, FOV for short. And then now we have that. Just drag this to the field of view. And then there. So what happens, you guys? So the value for the socket offset and the value for the set or the field of view is gonna change at the same time because we're using the, just the same timeline, just one timeline for it. So it's really easy. And when we hit play, look. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now it changed. But the problem is so slow, so damn slow, you guys. So we need to change it so it's faster. So I already did a test earlier and figured out that 0.15 is it looks pretty good. So we need to go here, time, float track, change it to 1.5 or 0.15. I'm sorry, you guys, I suck at math. And then float track, and then the vector track here, change it to 0.15. And then one more thing, the time of the timeline itself, change it to 0.15. There you go. And then compile, hit play. Oh, would you look at that? It's magic, you guys. There you go. So yeah, basically that's the aim camera, and then I kind of added an animation earlier too. Oh, maybe not delete that. So yeah, here's the simple one, without the crosshair and the animation. Feel free to zoom, pause the video. And then here's what I came up earlier. It's basically the same thing as what I just showed you, but it has the boolean, just so I can call my animation blueprint and play the aiming animation. Then also the widget, I just put a crosshair in there. So it's like this. Look at that beauty. So now when we aim, we have a crosshair, camera moves to the left or to the right, and then it zooms in, and we have like I said, we have a crosshair. So yeah, this is so yeah, you guys, this tutorial is just for the camera itself, not for the animation or whatnot. Yeah, just the camera itself. So yeah, if you like the video, let me know your thoughts. If you'd like to see more, have any suggestions. If you hated my voice, that's fine. I'm just gonna cry in the corner. But let me know, you guys. Maybe I'll see you in the next video, and maybe play the games that I made. Just go subscribe. Alright, peace.